This meeting is being, you can say that this meeting is being recorded.
Okay, welcome all. If you have not done so, please mute yourself to avoid any noise and any feedback. Also, we're going to ask that you wait until we have certain parts in the presentation that we're going to stop, and we're going to have like a Q&A period. So please hold your questions, and we're going to take those in the chat. Also, just please be advised this meeting is being recorded.
Hello, guys. We're so happy to get back into the groove of the new school year. We're going to get started in just a moment. We have a few more people that's trying to get into the meeting.
Come here, Sophie. Say hi.
Hi.
Can I hear you?
You're going to have to stop, Baker, at some point.
Hi, Miss Williams and Hayden Chestnut. Her little bud. She'll get closer and say hey like that. It'll hear you. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, welcome, LaSalle Tiger Cubs and future Tiger Cubs. So the vision of this meeting today is that we are at an age of moving full speed ahead with technology. You are seeing it in grocery stores, on our jobs, as some of us are able to work from home, and even more when it comes to developing your kids for 21st century learning. The leadership team and teachers here at LaSalle want our parents to feel comfortable in supporting their child at home with technology, and this is our start. We're getting started with this. Anything that we need to do later on, we will provide support and help. We just want to get you guys started. So we welcome ways that you need support by way of email or call, because we are here for you and the students. Here at LaSalle, we are a family, and we will get through this together. Now, I wanted you guys to see a visual of what does 21st century learning look like for your child. So the anatomy of a blended learning classroom is that many teachers have discussion boards, tutorials, videos, webinars, greater student-teacher interaction, so teachers and students are able to interact with one another, real-time performance data to inform instruction. So teachers are able to make informed decisions based on how the students are performing on certain programs. Also, we have personalized learning paths for students. We have interactive media with rich content in various content areas such as math, science, social studies, intervention. And then you also have high student engagement. With the high student engagement, students love to interact with technology and take part in different activities. And so that's where we get our high engagement and excitement from. Anytime, anywhere, you can access technology. Also, too, for critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. And also, it's a self-directed learning. So the students hear from the teacher, and then they kind of self-direct themselves on getting started. So guys, meet our team. Of course, my name is Lontarris Williams. I'm the principal here at LaSalle. I'm going into my 4th year as a principal. However, I've been with East Baton Rouge Parish School System as a district instructional specialist and a teacher, both combined for 11 years. I'm super excited to work with the students and parents and staff of LaSalle. We are just that, we are a family. Anything that you need, please come to us. Please let us know. We are here for you and just to support. And we welcome you guys for this upcoming 2021 school year.
Hi, everyone. I'm Monique Chason. I'm the Dean of Students. You know me. I've been here for several years. I know you're not going to believe this if I tell you this, but this is my 34th year in EDR, and I've been at LaSalle for several of those years. But I want you to know I was gifted, so I started when I was 12. Just joking. But anyway, I'm so excited, and I still have a lot of passion, and that's why I'm here. And it feels like my first year again. We have been working tirelessly, our leadership team, our teachers are calling constantly, and we're ready to get this year started. And we're so ready to meet our children and to support you all. So welcome.
Hi, my name is Jessica Baker. I am the instructional specialist here at LaSalle. I am not only a teacher, this is going into my 11th year here at LaSalle, but I'm also a very proud parent of an incoming kindergarten student that will be here at LaSalle. We're very excited to start this new year.
Okay, so let's get started. Let's look and see what's on the agenda for today. As the link that we sent said, we're going to talk about some different platforms today. Google Classroom and Google Meet, Class Dojo, which I know some of you are familiar with that, Clever. Then after we finish talking about the virtual platforms, we're going to stop and we're going to have a question and answer session. We do ask, because the audience is so large, that all of the questions are posed in the chat box, as we will be monitoring that. Then, after that session, we're going to talk about, as best as Ms. Williams and our team can answer, what this current school year is going to look like. We promise that we're going to share all of the information that we know at this point with you. And then we're going to end the session with another question and answer, and then we're going to ask you to please fill out a brief survey. Okay, we thought a cool icebreaker would be just to kind of let everyone know how they're feeling at this point. It's a very weird time. It's a time of uncertainty, and I know that we have a lot of mixed feelings and a lot of mixed emotions right now. So if you would please, if you have another device, or you can open another tab and log into menti.com, and then you're going to use this code and just write a word that at this current time that just kind of reflects how you're feeling. Oh, wow. Let's see what we've got. Still waiting for a lot? Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got apprehensive, rightfully so. Optimistic, I love it. We're very, very optimistic. Cautious, yes. Uncertain, unsure, sad. It is a sad time, too, because a lot of us are separated from our loved ones, particularly if they're in a high-risk situation. Ready. Bummed, confused, need to work, curious, unsure. Okay, we're still waiting on some because I know we have over 100 participants today. Planning.
Please put the code back up. Tell them the code up at the top of
Okay, the code is at the top of the screen. You should be able to see the code. It's 478548. 478548, and you just type in your feeling. Ready? Good. Okay, so we have a mixed bag of feelings here. we're hoping that after we finish with our presentation today and answer your questions, that you will, even if it's just a little, you'll be feeling a little more optimistic and excited about this school year. So without further ado, we're going to begin now. Okay, we're going to start with Google Classroom. And what I want you to think of is just a traditional classroom. We're going to be talking about a virtual classroom, but I kind of want to do a compare and contrast just to help you gain an understanding of exactly what a virtual classroom is by linking it to something you already know. So when we look at announcements, when we think of a typical traditional classroom and the teacher makes an announcement or the students receive an announcement, it can come from the intercom. I'm lucky I do announcements every morning over the intercom with a sweet little helper. It can come verbally from a teacher. It can be written on the whiteboard. It can be written using the document camera. So there's lots of ways that students can receive announcements. Well, the same thing in the virtual classroom. They are going to receive announcements through something called stream. And Ms. Baker is going to technically go into this, but I'm just doing a brief overview. Okay, in a traditional classroom, the students receive assignments. They can receive assignments. A lot of times it may be paper and pencil. It may be a project. It may be working together on a group assignment. Same thing in Google Classroom. The students are going to receive assignments, and they're also going to have to turn in assignments to the teacher, just like they would bring their homework back to school or a project back to school. Then we have student interaction. Think about student interaction in the classroom. There's flexible grouping, there's homogeneous grouping, students with likenesses, there's heterogeneous grouping, students with differences, maybe a difference in skill set, students working in pairs, students working in groups, one-to-one teacher-student ratio. The same thing with Google Classroom. There's going to be a lot of different groupings. Then what is Google Meet? And Google Meet, all that is the video conferencing feature. It's embedded into Google Classroom. It works on any device, and the teacher and the students, they're able to share their screens in working together. Now, Ms. Baker is going to go further into Google Classroom.
Okay, so how do I access Google Classroom? If you are going to be receiving a school-issued Chromebook, the applications have already been installed on these Chromebooks. So when you log into your Chromebook, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see a row of apps. Google Classroom is one of them. So you will just have to simply click on the classroom and then enter your credentials, which we'll talk about in a second. If you have a personal device, you will need to log into Google using your EBR credentials, go to an app launcher, and click on Google Classroom. So let's look at what that will look like now. Okay, so like I said, you will go to, if you're on your personal device, google.com. Once you are there, you will notice in the top right-hand corner, you will select Sign In. Now, it's very important to know that in order to get into a Google Classroom set up by your teacher, you must enter your EBR credentials. Google Classroom does not allow people from the outside. So if you're accidentally logged into your personal Gmail account, you will not be able to enter into these classrooms. So you will enter your username and your password, and you will be getting this information from your teachers during the meet and greet. Okay, so once you're there, working, okay, you'll know that you're logged in. If you look in the top right-hand corner, you will see a circle with the initial. If you hover over that circle, you should see your child's name. To the left of that, you will see what we call a waffle. That is the Google App Launcher. Click on that launcher and you will see various Google apps, but for now we're looking at Google Classroom. Select Google Classroom and it will take you to your dashboard. Now I'm going to show you, if you're already logged into a class, that's what it will look like. But I also want to show you how to join a class. Your teacher will be providing you with a unique Google Classroom code. So when you go into Google Classroom and sign in, you will select Join Your First Class by pressing this plus button. Then you will enter the class code that your teacher gave you. And hit join. Okay, once you do that, the class will show up on your dashboard. And once you click on that class, this is what it will look like. I'm just going to briefly share with you some things in Google Classroom. Again, you will be meeting with your teachers and they will walk you through exactly how to log into their classroom and go over their expectations within Google Classroom. But this is just a general overview so you'll have an idea of what you're looking at when you join that classroom. At the top, you will see the menu. The two things you really need to pay attention to are the classroom stream and classwork. And Ms. Baton briefly went over those two things. You'll also notice that there is the title of the class, and there's this Meet link. This is the link that will take you to Google Meet. This is where you will go to enter into live lessons with your teacher or do video conferences with your teacher. Again, we're on the stream, which means on this page, this is where announcements will be posted. So here's an example of an announcement. Welcome to LaSalle Elementary. Be sure to review our online classroom norms and expectations. All of your teachers will have those posted on their stream. And here is a link. If you selected it, it would open a PDF document. You'll also notice that there's a place to add comments. On the classwork page, this is where your assignments will be posted. Teachers will post assignments by topic. This example is organized by subjects. Some teachers may choose to organize by units or dates, but in this example, we chose subjects. Here is the Louisiana Purchase Writing Task. This is an example of an assignment. You can see on this page, if you click it, it'll give some more description. It also gives you the due date. Within classwork, you'll also have a link to your Google Calendar. Every student, if they were to click on this calendar, you can look at an overview of your assignments and when they're due. If I go into View Assignment, this is where, again, you'll see the title, the date it was posted, how many points it is worth, the date that it's due, a brief description or instructions, any sort of resources that this teacher wants to the students to use in order to complete the task. And then on the right-hand side, you will see this is where Ms. Chase, I mentioned passing out papers in class. This is your child's paper. So in this case, this is a Google Doc. You open it, you complete the assignment within this file, and you can turn it in. And then below that, you'll notice that there are class comments. So if you have questions or need clarification, you can type in this comment box, and your teacher will receive that and can respond. You also will notice here that there are private comments. Just know that this class comment is for the class to see. Private comments are for the teacher only to see. And that is a very brief description of Google Classroom. Your teachers will be spending more time explaining this. And of course, if you have any questions, we're here to support you in any way. So now we are headed back.
Okay, now we're going to talk about Class Dojo, and this is probably the platform that you guys are most familiar with. You may have learned about this meeting from Class Dojo. So for you newbies, I'm just going to kind of go over it briefly. Class Dojo is a platform that connects teachers with students and parents to build amazing classroom communities. I'm excited to say that this year, Class Dojo will be our main mode of communication. all of our teachers will be utilizing Class Dojo this year. If you are already a part of LaSalle's Class Dojo, all your child's teacher has to do is add you to their class page. The good thing about Class Dojo is you receive information specifically from your child's classroom teacher, as well as you receive information from LaSalle. So for this meeting, that was on our school stories. So you Okay, guys, I'm not sure. We just noticed we had heard some background noise, so we went to mute everyone, and I think it muted me as well. So you can just kind of read what's on the screen. I think everybody's pretty familiar with Class Dojo. When we have our, you still can't hear?
We can hear you.
Okay. When we have our question and answer portion, if you want me to answer any further questions about Class Dojo, I will. But just know that everybody will be receiving a packet of information, and there will be, if you're not already signed up, you will have your code to sign up, and we'll get that information to you. So just let's look and see exactly what the screen looks like. Okay, so this was the information that was sent to you guys regarding this meeting. So you can see at the top, Mrs. Baker was the sender, and you can see that it was sent by the school because it says LaSalle Elementary. If it was sent just by your classroom teacher, it would have the classroom teacher's name. Also with this one, you see there's a message, there's text, and there's also a link. Most of the time when something is sent by the school, it will have a link. It may be a survey, it may be a meeting, but a link most of the time is attached. The cool thing about Class Dojo is we love to use Class Dojo to celebrate accomplishments. So let's look at our latest accomplishment. We would like to give a big congratulations to our amazing leader, as this came to us last night. Miss Williams, Principal Williams, is this week's Classroom Chronicles Corner feature educator. And the cool thing about this, guys, this is with the whole state of Louisiana. This is not with just East Baton Rouge. And so you know how many educators we have, how many principals there are in the whole state. So she was selected as the amazing leader this week. She gives freely of her time and is always willing to lend a helping hand. Her top priority is always her students. So we just wanted to share this special accolade with everyone today. So a big congratulations again. And she's over here turning red because we practiced, but we snuck in this slide, so she did not know about it. So we're very, very, very excited, and we're very excited to serve under her as we give an amazing team.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Clever. Clever brings all pre-K through 12th grade content areas, ELA, math, science, social studies, and our district interventions program applications into one secure portal, and provides a single sign-in for everyone in the district. So this is a safe place for your students to go. It's one single sign-on. And so, again, the single sign-on, students, teachers, and staff get personalized portals where students go one place to just sign in. So it makes it easy for the students. Logging in is fast and fun, And the district has just added Clever badges, in which the students will be getting those badges soon. And so look for more information to come as it regards to the Clever badges. And I'll show you that once we go to the actual app. But with that, the students are able to hold their badge up to the screen, and they can go ahead and log in at that point with their badge. Again, we said this is one platform for all digital resources. So again, all digital resources in East Baton Rouge Parish School System is on this one particular site, and it has automated rostering where all students in our district are in this one place. So it helps teachers to really form their classrooms and form a place of support for our students. So what will students and parents do and see? So there are two ways to log in, and so I'll start with the first one, and that's by going to East Baton Rouge Parish School System website, and you would go to Quick Link. So give me a moment to shift over there. So you would go to the East Baton Rouge Parish School System, and here it is here. Or you could have done a Google search. And you'll see links here, and it brings you to the links here in our parish. And here's Clever right here. And so you would visit the link. So it's taking a moment to log in. And so here it's very important that you note that it has East Baton Rouge Parish School System. If it's not the district, you want to click there to make sure the school is there. Now here is where the students would click to add their Clever badge. And so they'll hold their little badge, their QR code there, and it'll scan them on in. So again, you want to make sure you have LaSalle placed in. LaSalle Elementary, East Baton Rouge Parish School System. It needs to have East Baton Rouge Parish School District here, and the students will log in with Google. Here, the students want to put in their login information, and we will be providing login information when you guys pick up Chromebooks. Most of our older students are aware of their student logins. So you would type it in, and it's very important that you add at East Baton Rouge Parish at edrschools.org. They'll put in their password. And click next. It'll bring you to this one site, one single login, and you'll see all of our district resources and information that we use for the district. And so you'll see the teacher page. And so these are all particular apps under that one particular teacher. And so as you can see, Ms. Bro has Zern and Google Classroom. Also, you'll see tools for diverse learners, assessment, interventions, and practice, and mainly we use iExcel to support our interventions here at LaSalle. You'll see digital citizenship and digital literacy. We also have our EBR library and research resource link, and Ms. Walker, our librarian, will probably be giving you guys some more information in regards to the library and research resources that students can use. We have all of our ELA resources, and mainly for grades 3 through 5, our guidebooks. We use LearnZillion. There are also additional passages that students can go on to take assessments and read works. We have our Google apps, and the main apps that we use here are Google Classroom, Google Docs, and Google Slides, and also Google Hangout Meet. So this will be the video session that students will be able to go to their particular teacher. But keep in mind, if a particular teacher has a tab set up, the resources will be under there. You have your math resources, and for our district, for our school, we mainly use these two, Zern and Eureka. Zern is an intervention app for support, additional support. Eureka Math is our Tier 1 curriculum. You have our science and social studies resources here, STEM resources in coding, so students can do some STEM activities in coding, and technology apps for our pre-K through second grade students, virtual learning. At this school, we don't use these programs. And also Brain Pop is a particular program that our teachers use. We use Edpuzzle, and we're also going to be using Pear Deck. Also, we have our study and practice tools. Teachers use Kahoot in the classroom so that students can play interactive games. Next, we'll go back to the presentation. Another way you would log in is to go to www.clever.com, and you would just basically see the same thing that you saw before. So go there. Here, you'll see log in as a student. And it already went ahead and logged me in because I was already logged in as a student, but you'll see all the same things that you saw before. So let's go ahead and go back to the presentation. Now, at this point, Ms. Chason will lead you guys in the question and answer session as it relates to Google Classroom Meet, Class Dojo, and Clever. We'll be taking questions from the computer, so make sure you type into the chat room, and so we'll support you there. So we'll give you about 1 minute to go ahead if you have any questions as it relates to Google Classroom, Google Meet, Class Dojo, or Clever. Please type your question into the chat room, and then we will address your questions.
Okay, I know that I muted out for a while, so I think that was a lot of the questions. Sorry about that. There was one question about not receiving on the Class Dojo. We do realize that that is a problem, and we are working on that right now. We're going to look into the settings because it should be where if you have signed up in the classroom, you should receive the LaSalle messages as well. So we're on that. Your Class Dojo, someone asked about getting the code. You will get that code. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Right now, we're going to get into the instructional part. We're only talking about the platforms right now. Okay, does my child have to use a district-issued Chromebook? No, they don't have to. One will be available, and we're going to talk about that before the presentation is over. Yes, everyone is going to get a packet during our meet and greet. This was just a general meeting. We were just ready to touch base with you guys to offer support. But you will be receiving all of this in a written form. It is not too late to enroll a student. We'd love to have your child. Just make sure that because of the COVID situation, call the school, and we're scheduling appointments for registration.
Same thing with the JCAM. You need to call the school.
If you have more than one child, which virtual learning is the best? Well, right now we're going to talk about that. We're going to 100% if you have more than one child, but we will talk about that more. We're going to talk about the attendance too. We're still going to be held to state mandated guidelines with the state. That's the next part. We're going to talk about getting a Chromebook. Well, from doing some. Okay, you're going to get that from your teacher. The assignments will come from the teacher. They're going to be, just like I talked about that traditional classroom in Google Classroom, they're going to be part of a classroom. They're going to have a homeroom teacher. Yes, we are going to provide you all in your packet. The teacher's going to have a schedule with the agenda, and they will be logged in at a certain time. You're going to get all that information. You will also get the specific information from the classroom teacher as it gets closer to school. It's probably going to be a mix. I think that when you all are able to meet with your individual classroom teachers, your mind will be put at ease. We do realize that we have a diverse group being pre-K through 5, so certainly the littles are going to need more support, but the teachers will definitely touch on that. We're going through a lot of trainings right now with a lot of great engaging apps. Everyone will have a Chromebook. We're going to get to the meet and greet next. That is the next part of our presentation. I'm not sure what orientation on the 7th that you're speaking of, but we will keep in communication through class Dojo and robocall and email. Yes, we can send you the link as this is being recorded. We sure can. We're going to talk about meet and greet in a minute. Yes, I think all of your questions now, it's not really dealing with the platform. So just in keeping with our time schedule, we're going to move on to the next part of our presentation. I think this will clear up a lot of your questions now.
Hey guys, we wouldn't dare leave without giving you some insight about this upcoming school year. Now, originally the district presented 3 models, one being 100% face-to-face, and that would be every student back in the building in August. They also presented hybrid model. The hybrid model, many of you guys have become familiar with. It's the student coming on 2 days in the building and 3 days virtually online. And also we had the students for the 100% online. Now let me go back to the hybrid model. With the hybrid model, the district decided to do break it down for groups A through K. So A through K would come Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, the building would have been closed for everyone. But the students would still do online instruction. And then Thursday and Friday, that A group would still be learning online, but then the B group, which consisted of the letters L through Z, would come on Thursday and Friday. And so it would switch where the B group would have been at home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well. So you get an opportunity to see the hybrid model. And so that was the one that they were looking at to start before they had the board meeting. As of now, you had for 7/22/2020, the new school date is now August 10th. So write that down. The district has approved that Monday, August 10th, 2020, all students will start, but will start 100% virtual up until Labor Day. Now, as we approach Labor Day, we will look at the phases of the state and, as a determination of whether or not we would do a hybrid model or still remain 100% online. It's easiest for a child to, with the, if you say that you want your child to sign up for the hybrid model, it helps us to plan to let the teacher know who's going to be in the classroom. But 100% online, we would have a place for those students. A through K will be with the teacher online, and the students L through Z will be with the teacher online. So it's when you do the hybrid model, keep in mind you have an A group, which consists of letters, last names A through K, and when you have a B group that consists of letters L through Z, and then you have those students who parents say, no matter what, 100% my students will be online. So those students will be online while the other A and or B group will be at the school site and online as well. Now, So again, mark your calendars. August 10th, 2020, all students will start 100% virtual. We will have Chromebook dissemination, and we'll also have a meet and greet. And I'll let Ms. Chason talk about our meet and greet structure.
Okay, several questions about the meet and greet structure. So this is very tentative at this point. You are the first ones to get it. It is hot off the press. We have not sent anything out about this yet. In fact, some of our teachers don't even know about this yet. So this is what we are tentatively planning at this point. We are going to have a drive-through meet and greet, as we have to in adhering to the current CDC guidelines. So what we're going to do is, if you look at the schedule on the screen, we have broken it down by hour increments of time, depending on your child's grade level and their teacher. We realize at this time you do not know who your child's teacher is. You will definitely know before Thursday, August 7th. Your teacher will contact you and they will let you know who they are. Therefore, you can prepare accordingly for when to come to meet and greet. In keeping with low attendance, we are going to schedule, some teachers will be meeting you in the bus lane. Some will be meeting in back of the school in the carpool lane. What this is going to look like is you're going to have to remain in your vehicle and you're going to have to wear a mask. Your child can be in the car with you because the whole purpose of meet and greet would be for your child to meet a teacher. So I know someone in the chat had said, are children allowed to come? Pre-K and K will be at a later date. Just know that we're definitely having an orientation for our pre-KK just because of the time frame for the day. They're going to, we're thinking about maybe the 8th being our pre-KK day, but that is not set in stone yet. But you will definitely have a day as well. So as I was saying, you remain in your car and you're going to wear a mask. During this time, you and your child will get to meet the teacher, and you will be given a Chromebook if you are in need of one, as well as a packet of information. This packet will contain your child's teacher, which you will already know, a good mission for you to communicate with your child's teacher. It will have all the slides that we talked about today, Google Classroom with your special code, Class Dojo with your code, Clever with your login information, and the Clever badge. So you will have all of that. Also, guys, I'm just told that August 7th is a Friday, so it's going to be August 6th. I'm so sorry. We just noted that. So it's going to be Thursday, August 6th. I told y'all were the first people to get it. We just had this done. So it's August 6th, hot off the press. Also in your packet, you will be receiving some classwork specifically tailored to lessons that the teacher will be conducting live. So I know in the spring, we were kind of thrown into it, and lots of people, there were lots of pre-recorded lessons. Know that with this new learning, the students will be using that Google Meets app. A lot of the lessons are going to be live, and some will be pre-recorded, but they will have lots of live lessons. You will get information about that, and you will receive a schedule at that time as well. I noticed we had schedules like what time does school start, all that. You will get that schedule. You'll also, we're going to try to align it as closely as we can to what the students would be receiving face-to-face. They will have ancillary classes and brain breaks and all of that good stuff. So schedules are coming, but again, it's based on the teacher and the grade level. So you will be getting that. I'm trying to think of all of the questions in the chat. I know a lot was about the meet and greet. We're also going to have a special date if we have any parents that had a 5th grader last year that you still have a Chromebook. We're going to send out a date via Class Dojo and a robocall or text that we're going to pick up those Chromebooks from you all. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for lots of communication.
Hey guys, also too, you talking about uniforms. Now, I've had calls about uniforms. Now, students, whether they log on virtually or if we're going to the hybrid model, the top is burgundy top for those students that are K through 5 and navy blue for those pre-K students. Or they can wear a LaSalle shirt. We will have LaSalle shirts on sale. I was working with a vendor right before this meeting, and so we're working on shirts. We're working on LaSalle masks. So, with the uniforms, the bottom, now with the bottom, our bottom is always navy blue, but I will accept jeans. I will accept multicolored bottoms, no tights, but just maybe like a pant. I will accept that. I'm very flexible to the uniform because we don't know which way to go. So if they have a top, a navy blue top for those pre-K students and a burgundy top for those K through 5, it'll be fine. Now the expectations for logging in at home when you are 100% virtual, we want it to be like it is a regular school setting. So I encourage you parents to find a place in your home where students may have a little desk set up or a little chair area set up, and also they would get dressed with their LaSalle shirt or a navy burgundy top. So we do ask that in regards to uniform. With the school supplies, you guys can look on the website for our school supplies that we're requiring. You can go ahead and purchase those school supplies, but as of now, we know for sure the Chromebooks will be available, and also, like I said, Ms. Chason said about the package, we are working with our teachers to kind of get a packet together as well to help support, because also, too, it's very important. I understand the whole move in the technology era and typing online, but our students also need to learn penmanship and, be able to form their writing. So that's very important to me, so I'm asking for those packets from teachers. So as it relates to school supplies, go ahead and get those school supplies, guys. Hold them at home. Once we know more information, we will keep you informed. That is the main thing that we want to have here at LaSalle is constant communication, letting you know that we're here to support you because it is a trying time. You should have received the district plan. We did, Ms. Webb posted it for us on Class Dojo, and it is on the East Baton Rouge Parish School System website. Yesterday, they also put out a one-page summary of the plan on the district website and a Q&A sheet for the district website. And I just want to show you guys the district website of where they have all of the information as it relates to the plan. So go back to East Baton Rouge Parish School System. Here you'll see resources for COVID-19 2021 reopening. You'll see the information on child nutrition. They do want you guys to go ahead and start filling out that child nutrition packet. I did receive an email before this meeting. You guys will receive a form in the packet that you pick up, but there is also a link where you can go online to do that child nutrition. I encourage you to do the child nutrition form because they gave some support or some aid with the Louisiana card for food, and so they looked back at how the students' information was placed into the system and that's how they got their information to provide that $280 per child. So I encourage you to do this form because it's going to be very important. Here you'll see all the information like the reopening school plan. You'll see the frequently asked questions document that I was talking about that they released on yesterday. If you have any questions or concerns like, is my child required to participate in virtual learning? How will virtual assignments be graded? How can I track my student progress? So all of this information, many of your questions can be answered here. Also, too, with connectivity and technology, you'll see information there, pertinent information for the family. So please take some time to visit the COVID-19 2021 reopening link there. I'll go back to the presentation. With this, it is important to know, guys, that all state requirements are still in place. So that means that the number of minutes for course requirements, the students need to be at home. We are taking attendance. We will do grades. It will not be like we got a waiver for the distance learning plan that did not make it mandatory for the course minutes and the attendance. At this point, it is mandatory. So we're going to do our best to make sure that you stay encouraged with participating in the 100% virtual because it is a requirement grade. Also testing, we have not yet gotten a waiver for testing. We did get a waiver this past 19-20 year, but for the 2021 school year, as of now, testing is still required. So we need you guys to be present. If we're going to be successful here at LaSalle and still maintain that B or up performance score, we need you guys to have them present and have them, here as best as you can. As always, when we hear updates, we will let you know via Class Dojo, District Robotext, and email. Make sure that you have up-to-date information in J-Campus. We will not be open on tomorrow where you can call and verify, but starting next week, we will be working. We start our Monday through Friday schedule, and the time frame that we will be here is from 8 to 3:30. Now, as Ms. Chason said, you don't just show up to, campus. You have to call first. Even if you show up, they have a little note on the door to call. They're being very strict on the interaction for the COVID-19. Now, at this point, we are going to answer questions as regards to what will next school year look like. We have a disclaimer. Keep in mind, I don't personally make the changes of what the school year looks like. We carry out the mission at the school site. So whatever the district has in place, we follow that. So we're carrying out the mission. If they tell us, if they tell us different protocols, different procedures, we go along with that. Now, we can share what the district has in place, and if we can support a change or support you at the school site, we will. So now I'll go ahead and look at a few questions in the box. Please make sure at this time, I'll give you 2 minutes at this time to ask questions. Make sure you're putting it in the chat box.
What questions, what time are they supposed to log in and log out?
Said you will receive the schedule
So,
from the classroom.
Again, as Ms. Chason said, you will receive a schedule. Keep in mind, this update just happened on Wednesday, and so they're still working out a lot of details. We are, remember, we had, at first in mind, we had about the hybrid model. So we were doing a lot of prepping for the hybrid model, and so now, due to concerns of parents and teachers, they have moved to, in the spike of COVID, we have moved to 100%. And so at this time, we don't have a schedule, but we will before meet and greet. When you pick that up, you'll receive a syllabus, you'll receive a class schedule. We will get that out to you.
They want to know if they have to wear a mask. Library starts.
In the plan, as I said, you received the district plan on the Class Dojo website. And so please make sure you read through the plan. Most of your questions are there. In regards to the math, if your students or we ask that if you are not wanting your kids to do the math, if you can participate in the 100% virtual. But as far as math requirements, we have not yet received that information at this time.
How much time will it be?
Again, how much time will the kids be on time per day? We are working on a schedule at this point as it reflects to students being 100% virtual. We did a lot of work on the hybrid model, but now we're working on the 100% virtual. Okay, again, this is our last day going Monday through Thursday, 7 to 5. The next week will be going Monday through Friday, and it'll be 8 to 3:30. It'll be the office hour time. Please make sure you call the school, 225-927-6130. Wear a mask. Please have a mask on because I want my office staff to be safe.
Yes, someone asked about special services. If your child is currently receiving speech or ESS services or interventions, a 504 plan, we're going to adhere to all those plans and those services will be provided.
So I met with the ESS person from our district today, and she's getting those lists out to the teachers, and so the teachers are working on a plan to meet those student needs. And so we will provide those instructional minutes. They will have small group instruction. So the thing about this meeting, guys, is that it was to provide support in the area of your students logging on. We actually threw in this piece so you'll know what we know at this point. So that is the purpose of having this meeting. Originally, it was only based on the technology piece and you as the parent knowing information on how to support your kids in the area of technology. This information came to us on yesterday, and so we included it in the plan because this is what we know so far.
Yes, gifted services will be provided. That was the question.
Pre-K and K teachers will contact you guys in regards to meet and greet. Okay, we're going down. We need to make this more smooth.
Thank you. We're looking forward to working with you as well. I need a way to keep in touch with the school because I'm not receiving any information, and that's the first time at the school.
Okay, you will be receiving that information. Again, you need to make sure that your information in JCampus is updated. We send out, again, Class Dojo, robo-text, robo-call, robo-email. And so if your information is not correct, or if you have moved, or if you change your cell phone number, we don't have that information in the system. So we need to make sure that we have the updated information to get that out to you. If you are a new parent, if Ms. Perkins is working really, really hard to get all new parents into the system. And so new parents will be contacted as they are placed in the system as well.
If you're unable to come to meet and greet, we will certainly work with you in scheduling another time for you to pick up that information.
Most likely we'll try to do it on that Friday. Find out how tomorrow's worked out. Okay, in regards to Smart Start, your students for K through 2 were at Audubon Elementary, and they work with the teachers there. Students 3 through 5, the students worked here with LaSalle's teachers and also Audubon, and we had an Audubon teacher and we had a Broadmoor teacher, and the teachers are reporting that everything is fine. We actually have Miss Justice. I talked to her on yesterday, and she said that the classes were going, pretty well. We do need parents to make sure that the kids log on so that we can, actively support them with that. If you do not receive robotext, that means we do not have your information. Again, guys, please make sure you put your information into the chat box. I see there are 2 participants with raised hands, but we're taking questions in the chat box.
That's great to know. Smart Start went well for the time we attended. That's awesome. Because that was 100% virtual, so that may be a good indication of how he's going to do moving forward. Absolutely,
Yeah,
you can call, so update your phone number. And when your child's classroom teacher contacts you, they will be filling out a survey, and that will be a question because we want to know, make sure that we have up-to-date information in being able to contact you.
Guys, this is the thing. We at LaSalle, we want to work with you guys. That is the whole message that I hope you get out of today's parent meeting, that we want to work closely with you guys. And so we want to, when it comes to the virtual learning process and there are things that is uncontrollable for a child, I want you to make sure that you communicate with the teachers. So if you had an emergency that happened and your child was not able to participate, get with that teacher and have a discussion. And I'm telling the teachers to make sure that they work with you guys. If they need to be present during virtual classes. Those logistics are still being worked out. Again, at this time, they do have to do the work, especially when we go to the hybrid model. The students will be having activities that they will need to complete. We will make sure that, again, when it comes to attendance, you have to log in, you have to participate, and so the way that we know that you're participating is if that work is getting done. And if we know that you're present, that work is getting done. So the teachers have, sometimes the teachers may contact you from their personal number. Sometimes they may contact you from the LaSalle number. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your support. We're happy to have you guys as well. It's coming in fast. I can't really see.
Okay, what about younger children who need technology?
So in regards to the technology support, those students will also receive training from their teacher, like just a little bit of support on like the first days of school. We're not going to just hit into instruction. They're going to make sure that the students know how to be supported with the technology piece. You may have to, if you are at home present, you may have to help the child with the login piece or maybe getting to different areas. So yes, you may have to support, but the teachers, we're not going straight into content. We are going to make sure that the students have some knowledge of getting to the computer.
We had a question if we move to phase 2 in the hybrid, if the 100% virtual would be in the same group as the hybrid students. It just depends on numbers, and that's why it's so important when we do send out links and surveys that you guys fill it out, because if we have enough students that are at 100%, they may have a designated, just say for example, kindergarten teacher that just does the 100% virtual learning students. So it all has to do with data that we have coming in and numbers. So just make sure, I know sometimes you feel like you're bombarded with information, but that you are filling out those surveys, because we really, really do use that information in planning.
And we have also opened up the phone lines to parents that may have children with different last names. If you want your child on a same day, then call in. Again, we are going to be closed tomorrow, but starting Monday between 8 and 3:30, you can call in. We're Ms. Lloyd, Ms. Perkins, they have a list on their desk of the students' names, and we'll try to make those accommodations for you guys. If you want both of your kids, say like when we start the hybrid model, if that's something that you want. But at this time, we know for sure that we're doing 100% virtual, so that's what we're starting with. But for the hybrid model, that is something that we will be looking for as we come close to Labor Day. So if you know for sure right now that, you know, your kid's last name may be different and you want that to be taken in consideration, because that's how we plan. Like, we're going to have to like as Ms. Shason said, we need all that information because that's what helps us make decisions.
Okay, and answering Ms. Anderson, absolutely, Ms. Anderson, and I think you may have a gifted kindergarten child this year, and I know that Ms. Bro will work with you on that. Our teachers are very supportive. As Ms. Williams said, we want to work with you. So any way we can support you, we do realize that we have individual cases, so just share with the teacher, and they will definitely work with you. Absolutely, a pre-K student, you can do the side-by-side with your students. So when I fill out the survey, I would select virtual until mask or not.
Okay. Yeah, so guys, I know they were saying that 100% virtual will be, you know, for this particular whole school year. So if that's a choice that you are making for your child, for 100% virtual, that is perfectly fine. We will support that on the survey. Just make sure you have it down. Even if we get closer to Labor Day and a change needs to be made in your selection, we can help you. Just reach out to us. Please make sure that, you know, the school site is your first stop. Like, ask us the questions and we want to help.
Okay, and which grade can we not do side by side? I think, guys, when you meet with your individual classroom teachers, you're going to get a lot of these different questions answered. You know, with the teachers, they're working hard now on looking at what the day is going to look like. And, oh, absolutely. Yes, you would do side by side for pre-K, for kindergarten, and there's going to be some activities where there's going to be some independence, because you do want to foster independence as well. And that's when Ms. Williams was showing all the various resources under Clever. Some of those they can do independently. So you're just going to, you know, you're going to become knowledgeable about ascertaining what they need, you know, to have someone, a mentor beside them and what they can do independently.
And as they get into the routine of things, they may be able to pick up certain things. All about practice and all about getting into a routine. So that may help you further along in the process. Okay, our system is on, so I'm not really sure.
If you're not able to hear, I'm not sure. We just checked everything again, and we're not muted.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, they are working like they want. See, the thing about it is guys, we service you. So the information, the data is so important, because if we have, you know, so many people saying we're ready to come back, then that's all they know is you guys are ready to come back. But if you're saying, hey, this is an issue for me, you know, that's how we can make decisions. If we had like 100 kids and 70 parents are saying they want online, then more so they're going to lean in that direction. So make sure, like I said, it can be challenging. That's why I try to wait to see if the district is going to send out, you know, different links before I do, so it won't seem like it's overwhelming. Because if you notice, like, we'll have a meeting, like the principals will have a meeting and they'll give us information, and I'll go ahead and try to get your input, get your information, and then they'll do the same thing. And so it's kind of like, I already did this, but on either end, when it comes to safety for you guys and for your kids, please, you know, just make sure you take part in getting those surveys filled out. So in the chat box, when you say if a child cannot be present during the virtual class, if it is a way that you can get the kids started, the teacher will be leading the guidance and what the kids need to do. So if you can get them started with it, then that will be helpful.
Yeah, we agree. We'd love to have all the little children back, and we know that social component, emotional, educating the whole child is so important. So we are ready. if you may need to call the gifted department and ask to talk to Ms. Kay Monso, and she'll be able to help you with that.
I think they will be, so when you say you want to go back to virtual, I think what's happening with that is that they will assess it on a 9-week period. So every grading period, they may ask your decision at that point. So at this time, like I said, as we know, for the entire school year, they plan to have the 100% virtual option. Okay, with the teaching online, we kind of like talked about that. With the teaching online, it's 100%. We don't know the schedule at this time, but they will receive all content information as far as math, science, social studies, ELA. What a schedule would look like at this time, we don't have a schedule. You guys are welcome.